Does astrology really work? Do you want to test that? You can do it. How you can do it? Just listen to the prediction that I'm going to tell you now about your ascendant and then verify that by the end of this year 2024. Ready for that? Okay. So I'm going to be talking about the Gemini ascendant in this video. Please note that whatever prediction we're going to talk about in this video is all about the ascendant. It is not about your sun sign. It's not about your moon sign. They are vague. They are not perfect. But if you're going to talk about the ascendant, it is very precise. It is about the hour when you're born, and it can be much more accurate. Okay. And also, please note that all the predictions are on the basis of 16 planet scientific astrology. Scientific astrology is that form of astrology where we believe that whatever is supposed to happen will happen. There is nothing called as remedies. You can't wear a stone or alter anything in your life. Whatever is supposed to happen will happen. But what we can do, what is in our hands, is to manage those things. Whatever the planets they are supposed to do, they will do that. Handle them, look at them, maximize the positive planets, the impact of the positive planets, and whatever the challenges you're going to face because of the negative placements, look at those problems in the eye and manage them. That's what you need to do. Okay. So let's go ahead. I'm going to start with all the challenges that the Gemini ascendants are going to face in this year. So first of all, there is the planet Z, which is placed in the second house. Second house is all about money, okay, and it is the third lord. Third house means stress, worries, frustrations, unhappiness. So this challenge would have been there since the last couple of years, if I can say. So another year will go in managing those challenges connected with the money. So monetarily, there will be some irritations, problems which you'll have to manage. Second important thing that I'm looking at is, very interestingly, your fourth lord, planet Y, has become weak in the seventh house. Fourth house is all about family, mother, home, parents, and seventh house is about relationships. So this year is going to be bringing in a lot of challenges connected to relationships. Relationships, most of the time it can be connected to your parents, the place where you're born, but it can also be some challenges connected with your family, which is the family which you acquire after you get married. So either of the two, sometimes it can be a combination, in-laws issues, something like that. Then I'm looking at Saturn. Your 8th lord will still be weak in the 9th house. So you have a planet weak in the 2nd house, your 8th lord is weak. 8th house is other people's money, 2nd house is your money. If at all you have any loans or anything where you've taken some money from somebody or you invested money with somebody else, there can be those irritants connected with that also, which you'll have to manage. Now let's look at the positives connected to Gemini ascendants for the year 2024. One of the major transits that's going to happen is Chiron. Okay, the Chiron is going to move into your 11th house. It's your second lord going to get exalted in your 11th house. So all of you, Gemini ascendant people, especially, you need to go and figure out in your birth chart if the Chiron is in green color. If Chiron is in green color in your chart, it means that it is a positive placement. And in that case, if at all you're thinking of starting any kind of a business, this could be a very good time to start, especially after April 2024. And it will do well. You can be doing very well in that. So start at the right time, and this is going to be a good time for you to start a business. And talking about Uranus, again, very interestingly, Uranus is going to be placed in your 11th house. So if you have Uranus very strong in your chart, then once again, another reason why you should be starting a business. In fact, if you have both Uranus and Chiron in strong positions, especially people who are born in the early 80s, this could be a fantastic time for you to start a business. Especially Uranus strong people can also start business connected to foreign countries, or if at all you want to do something connected with talking, teaching, training, advising, consulting kind of a role, you can really do it well. Okay, if you have a Chiron weak in the chart, or if you have a Uranus weak in the chart, then the exactly opposite is true. So which means be very careful, don't start a business, don't put in your money into something new. And if at all you had started a business in the last 5-6 years, if Uranus is debilitated in your chart, weak in your chart, if it is in red color, that means you would have been really suffering in terms of the benefits coming into your kitty. So the monetary transactions may be a little low, the profitability may be a little low. You must be having those challenges, which will also continue for another year. And finally, I'm looking at I'm looking at Neptune, which is going to be in your 10th house of career. So all Gemini ascendants who have a strong Neptune in your chart, you would have already started seeing the benefits of the positive Neptune since 2021, and there would have been a lot of interesting stuff happening in your career, a lot of positives. And if you are especially into the role of talking, teaching, training, you are like you are actually doing a fantastic job. There could be some sort of an elevation, lot of new things happening in your career which can only be positive. But if you have a weak Neptune in your chart, then probably since 2021, your career is at a low. So career planet is weak, a weak planet in the second house of money, and weak planet in the 11th house of business profitability. So all people having weak weak Neptune, you must have really suffered a lot in the last 2 years. Chiron should bring in some sort of a relief to you, especially if you have a Chiron positive. Okay, and finally, I'm looking at Pluto. Pluto is going to be there in your 8th house, 6th lord is in 8th house. So in the last 2-3 years, it's all about transformation. Since 2020, since the pandemic hit, there has been a lot of transformation happening in your life. If at all you are into anything to do with technology, engineering, or anything to do with finance, financial services, you had a good run. Okay, there is a major transformation that has happened, and whatever is happening is actually for good for you. So good, so it will continue. So focus on those. If you're going to get into any kind of a hardcore technical stuff or hardcore financial stuff, financial services area, you are going to be continuing to do well. Okay, so that's it for the Gemini ascendants. And as I said, just check through the entire year to see if these things work for you. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, please do consider subscribing, so that whenever I do new, this year is going to be fantastic. There are going to be a lot of sports activities. There is going to be Olympics. So many events are going to happen in this year. Elections are coming up, 2 elections. Okay, so do subscribe to my channel so that all of these events, whatever predictions I'm going to make, you will be one of those first few to know.